I slept with a gun under my pillow. Happy Tuesday, guys. Many of you that know me personally know that I was a single working mama for 8 years. And back then, this was 2009, I was able to purchase a small home for around $135,000, something that you cannot do now, right? I believe the average home now costs $400,000. I could have never afforded that. In fact, there's a lot of things now that I could not have afforded as a single mama then. But I wanted to share with you that the home that I purchased that was in the school zone that I had been praying to get my daughter in backed up to low-income housing. It backed up to an area that was known for more crime. And even though I was in a little suburban street, I was one fence over from some not good activity, especially in the evening. And so I got myself a small handgun and I slept with it under my pillow. And it wasn't super rare for me to hear gunfire at night. It was not ideal, to say the least. I did not let my daughter roam the streets of my neighborhood. I did not let her ride her bike far from the house, as you can imagine. There were certain things that I didn't feel comfortable allowing my daughter to do because of that area. And it was all I could afford. And I was super proud of my house and felt super, super blessed. Love grows big in a small home. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, I had an amazing opportunity and was invited to Mar-a-Lago for the America First Policy Institute, a gala event, the inaugural gala event. Now, before you get all crazy on me, I hate politics. I hate politics. You never hear me talking about politics on my videos. I am not called to talk about politics, so let me get that very clear. What I am called to do is I am a freedom warrior. I'm a freedom warrior for women. I empower women to forgive themselves, especially after past sexual sin. That's my calling. I'm big time in helping people get free of strongholds from guilt and shame and regret and the lies of the enemy. And my eyes have been awakened to the fact that the future of my sweet girl and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren is looking pretty dim. It's looking like the American dream for my child and my grandchildren and future great-grandchildren is slipping away right before my eyes. And I had enough. I've had enough. So I decided to go and to learn a little bit more. And it was very interesting when they were talking and focusing on policies. Now, I want you to know, guys, the proof is in the policy. Anyone can talk a good game, right? But are they backing it up with their action and with their policies? So first thing is, I want to challenge you to take a look at the policies for yourself. Do not go to your local news channel. Do not go to Fox News. Do not go to CNN. Look it up for yourself. What are the policies that the current administration is supporting? What were the policies that our former administration were supporting? And how is that affecting the ordinary, hardworking American family, which was me for more than 8 years? And I lived paycheck to paycheck. And as I have noticed, every time I go to get groceries, chicken is more expensive. It used to be $7 or $8 for 2 chicken breasts, and now I pay $12. Have you noticed? I used to fill up my my car for $35. Now it costs me $55 to $60. Have you noticed gas is about $20 higher? And then when I was sitting at this conference that we had the day after the gala event, we had a panel discussion and we were talking about this recent bill that is trying to be pushed through in the current administration. And it was saying that there are many, many, many not good things hidden in the verbiage of this bill. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. It's hard to read 40,000 pages of a bill and understand everything that's in it, right? In the time constraints that they have. One of the things that is hidden within a bill that they are trying to pass is building low-income apartments and putting them in suburban areas. Now, mamas, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. I think all mamas can agree this is not a good idea. I think most parents would agree this is not something that Americans want. And I just want you to know from personal experience, I don't want you to have to sleep with a handgun under your pillow. I've been there. It's all I could afford. I was very blessed to be in that little house, but it was not ideal. I would like for all single mamas and all hardworking mamas and all single dads and all hardworking American dads, even if you hate politics like me, goodness, I hate it. As long as I can remember, all it did was get my father angry. And pardon my French here, but all he would do was watch the news and then bitch and complain about what he saw. So to me, politics were very negative. It seemed like a bunch of fancy people dressed up, talking about all the things they were going to do, and they never did anything, right? Well, I don't know much, but I know that in the former administration, when I went to the gas pump, it was only about $1.70 a gallon, I think. And then when I went to get my chicken to feed my family, it was about $8 for 2 good-sized chicken breasts. And now I'm almost paying double. And we've only been in the new administration for, 10 months now? 10, 11 months? And it doesn't seem like it's slowing down. And then I've heard that our energy is about to go up, and that gas prices will probably continue to go up. And I'm just telling you, I'm a straight shooter. If I was a single mom, I don't know what I would be doing right now. I guess I would be cutting back on groceries, and we would be eating a lot of beans and rice and hot dogs. I honestly don't know, because it was paycheck to paycheck. And we, the people, need to stop complaining about everything. Stop being so simple-minded that this is honestly about masks or no masks, or a shot or no shot. Personally, I think that's a huge distraction to keep us from seeing all the things that they are pushing through right under our noses. It's our country, and it's our fault if we wake up 20 years from now and we don't have our freedom, and the government is telling us what to do with our health. Who do you think could do a better job of deciding what to do with your health? The government or yourself? Who knows your children better? Who knows you better? I am simply asking you to look at the policies. Why don't you Google the very first executive order and the bill that was vetoed, the very first executive order of the current administration? And when I learned that this past Friday, it pissed me. It made me so mad. It made me so mad. And I was like, God, what am I doing here in this room? Why am I here? You know why I think I was there? because I pray for our country every day. I pray, even though I don't really know who all those people are that are in control, I pray every day for those people. And then God ended up putting me in a room with all of these people, amazing leaders, brilliant people. And then I went to a prayer breakfast the morning after the gala, and I looked around, and you know what? There were a lot of empty seats. Are you praying for our nation, or are you just complaining about all of our freedoms and liberties just flying out the window? Are you praying for your kids, or are you just complaining about all the bad choices that they're making? If you don't pray for your kids, and if you don't pray for your country, who is? And the verse that keeps coming to my mind is, the harvest is great, but the workers are few. That means there's a lot of lazy people out there, is basically what that's saying. And if they would actually get up and work, they would be blessed. It is good for you to work. And it seems like this administration doesn't want us to work. It's good for us to be united as a nation. And it seems like this administration doesn't want us to be united. They want us to be divided over this, or over this, or over this. The color of my skin. I didn't choose to be born this color. That was God's choosing. And here's the last thing that I'll leave you. Alveda King was there. If you don't know who that is, you should look her up. She's a phenomenal woman. She is the niece of Martin Luther King Jr. Remember him? He had a dream. One man. And if you're sitting there and you're thinking, I could never make a difference, Christy Neal. Of course you can. Martin Luther King Jr. made a huge difference. One man. But Alveda was speaking about her uncle, and she was getting fired up. She was awesome. She was talking about the American dream, and she said, at the American dream, at the center of the American dream is God. Do you know that God wants us to be free? Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and in our country, free. But she said this when she was talking about critical race theory, something, that they are trying to shove into our kids' education. She said, there is critical race. It's called the human race. There is one critical race, the human race. I love that. It struck my heart. Take a look into the America First Policy Institute. It's nonpartisan. It is nonprofit. And look at some of the work that they are doing, creating centers across America to protect American families, American liberties, American opportunity, to protect the American child, to protect single mamas, single hardworking mamas that need gas and groceries affordable. You guys, it's getting scary. And I won't talk about this all the time, but I had to come on here and talk about this. And if you have any questions, you can direct message me or private message me. But please, the proof is in the policies. You guys have an awesome Tuesday, and I will see you next week.